Hi everyone, it's Macy, and today we are going to be talking about my Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Universal trip experience. I'm also going to be sharing with you some tips and tricks about the park and what to do. I stayed in the park. I stayed at Cabana Bay, which has the biggest pool. It's also the cheapest out of all the other hotels. So first, we are going to be talking about the Wizarding World. Both Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade are in the very back of like the parks and stuff like that. So it's a really long walk, but it's all so worth it. When I walked into Diagon Alley for the first time, I cried so hard. If you're a huge Harry Potter fan like me, I would highly suggest you have like your friend who's not as big as like a Harry Potter fan go in and then videotape your reaction walking in. We videotaped the second time that we came in, but it was still a really good reaction. Okay, so after I got chosen by the wand maker and I bought my wand, I was standing in Ollivanders and I just started crying because I was so happy. So there's two restaurants in the Wizarding World. There's the Leaky Cauldron in Diagon Alley, and then there's Three Broomsticks in Hogsmeade. Out of the two, Leaky Cauldron is my favorite, and during like lunch and dinner times, I'd suggest getting the chicken sandwich. All of the buildings in Diagon Alley are all very different from each other, but they all have the same type of like aesthetic. So much detail was put into Diagon Alley and it is so incredible. Like all of the wizarding like advertisements for like pumpkin juice or like Stella Grow or stuff like that are just like little things all over the park that make it so perfect. The music in the two parks just adds so much more to the magic. They both play tracks from the Harry Potter movies and it just makes me so happy. I liked listening and then identifying what scene like the music was from. Nocturne Alley is actually really scary and like kind of really like creepy and shady, and it made me so anxious. It felt like something was just gonna like jump out at you and you didn't know when, and it captured the feeling so well because that's how Nocturne Alley is supposed to make you feel. I think my favorite thing is when the people who work there like stick to their characters. I had 3 specific encounters that were my favorite things. My first encounter that I really liked was the guy on the night bus. He is so enthusiastic, and when you ask to get a picture with him, you can't ask him. He's like, no, you gotta ask the head, like the little shrunken head. He also makes really cool faces when you take pictures with him. Another one that I really liked was the wand maker. He was so immersed in his character. Getting chosen and having to like encounter with him and talk with him and like just having to improv everything because you don't have anything, like no script or anything, but that was the most authentic wizarding thing that I did. Now here's another one that was actually really cool. So some of these people's jobs is to walk around and help kids that can't do like the magics thing, like with the interactive wands. Their job is to just like go around and help kids. Now one of these ladies was in Diagon Alley and she was helping this kid with this one thing, and I was watching from afar and she was helping him and I was like, that's not very Nocturne Alley type character, because you know like characters from Nocturne Alley are super like shady and like supposed to be really mean. And then she told him to touch the doorknob, and then he touched it and it like started going off and it like scared everybody, and she goes, haha, I lied. And I was like, that is the coolest thing. It's a prime example of a good actor. And then besides those 3, I also had really good encounters with other people too, because everyone just loves Harry Potter. The Hogwarts Express actually made me cry because it was so realistic. So when you first walk into Hogsmeade, you don't see Hogwarts at first, and then you have to walk around the corner. And when I saw it the first time, that was the most that I cried, I think, other than at Diagon Alley, because it was just, there's Hogwarts, there's home, my home, there it is, right there. Here are some tips and tricks for the park if you're going. Drink water. I cannot stress this enough. You need to drink a lot of water. It was so hot, I could not make it through the entire day. Because I'm from like a northern state, so like, if you are from like the south or something like that, you might be able to like make it through an entire day, but if you're from like the northern area of the United States or any place where it's cold, or just like from anywhere literally that's cold, you're not gonna be able to make it. Take it from personal experience, I couldn't handle it. If you're like me and you can't handle the heat, what I suggest is getting to the park as soon as possible, like early hours, and then going till about like 1 or 2, and then going back to your hotel, because I stayed in the park so I could go back. Every day it storms around 4 o'clock, around that time, and it will just storm. so you don't really want to be in the parks around that time. After it's done raining and stuff like that, then you go back to the parks and then you stay till it closes. Since they have 2 parks, the studios stays open longer than Island of Adventure. I also suggest that you download the Universal app because it's like a map and then you don't have to carry around a map. And also, if you click on like the rides and stuff like that, it shows you how long the wait times are, and it's super helpful because no one wants to wait in a really long line. The rides at Universal are super cool. None of the lines for the rides are actually outside. A lot of them are indoors. I'm guessing because it's so hot all the time. Also, a lot of the rides have stories. So like while you're waiting in line, it'll have things in the line that kind of sets up a story so that leads up to the ride. Overall, Universal was amazing. I really suggest you take a trip if you ever get the chance. Thank you for watching this video, and if you liked it, then please give a like. Also, if you want to see more of my stuff in the future, then please feel free to subscribe. And if you want to see more of me, my social media will be down below. Thanks again for watching. Bye!